Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 2 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Housekeeping. At the end of my last commentary, I kept calling Edward Elric, and even watching it back was like nails on a chalkboard. Screwing up names is something I'm known for. It's also, when you're known for something like that, you want to fix it. You want to fix it. So, I'm going to work on that. Ed and Al. Ed and Al. That's what somebody on Patreon told me to call them. Ed and Al. That's how you remember it. Edward, Alphonse. I like the Elric boys. I like them a lot. I want to know what happened to them. Watching their bodies unravel in the beginning of the last episode, and then learning about human transmutation, something that you're not supposed to do, something that Edward has done, attaching Alphonse's body to a suit of armor. Not body, spirit. It's a spirit. There's no body. He can't eat food. I will tell you that, like, I attach myself to people pretty quickly. And for Edward, his temper is definitely something that I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. But it's because I'm like that. So I can see that I would be projecting my own insecurity onto him, but how protective he is of his brother, and how, like, his brother is all he has, and how much he loves him and wants to hold on to him. I fully get that. I fully get that 100%. Not that I would bring my sister back in a suit of armor or at all, but, like, I get the feeling of wanting that. So I definitely feel for Edward, and, you know, I applaud him doing whatever he can to get Alphonse's body back. And then little Alphonse, like, he's got a special little place in my heart. His little voice echoing inside of the suit of armor. He can't eat. Like, when they're at dinner, like, he's like, that looked like something Mom made. And he's like, it tasted like it too. You know, and so he's got, like, this list of things that he's going to start eating when he gets his body back. And I'm sure he's got a whole list of everything he wants to do when he gets his body back. You know, go swimming. You know, like anything. Feel a breeze on your skin. Like, oh my gosh, little Alphonse. He's in here. He's in here. I feel for that little guy. Big little guy. As we know, Edward has an issue with being called little and small. And while I get it and I understand it, you got to keep your temper, kiddo. You got to keep that temper. Especially because, you know, they're facing McDougal, who is this freezing alchemist, and he is able to kind of figure out that Edward did transmutation, human transmutation. And, you know, that's definitely a secret that you want kept. And I think Bradley knows, because, you know, he had mentioned, he said something like, oh, you know, are you going to find a way to get your guys' bodies back? And I feel like he'd have to know about the transmutation, or how else would Alphonse be attached to a suit of armor? I'm not sure, but, like, I feel like Bradley has been making it harder for him to go to Lenore. I should have looked that one up. But, like, they want to go to this place and try to get their bodies back. And, you know, they're too busy fighting other alchemists that I don't know are good or bad. While I don't necessarily like McDougal's way of doing things, I do kind of see something sus about Bradley, and I kind of, I don't want to say I sided with him, but I can see his side, and I empathize with it, but not his methods. Not his methods at all. And especially, is it Kimball? Ooh, should have looked that one up too. But he's got a transmutation circle on his hand. Now, I have questions. I have lots of questions about transmutation circles, which I'm sure I'm going to learn throughout the series. But the fact that McDougal was drawing them all throughout the city, he needed to use those to use alchemy. And he had a Philosopher's Stone, which apparently he overdid it. The lady in red at the end with Gluttony had said something about, like, oh, he overused it, or he went too hard, whatever it was. But, you know, he needed to use the transmutation circles. And when Edward starts fighting him, he's like, no transmutation circle? And I don't know if that makes Edward special necessarily, or, you know, like, with Alphonse having the blood rune inside of the suit, if Eric also, or Edward also has one of those. See, I'm going to call him Eric again. Elric, Edward, Eric somewhere in the middle. Ed. I'm gonna call him Eric, aren't I? Anyway, so I want to learn more about the transmutation circles and like how we use them, and how McDougal, like, because he was the freezing alchemist, like how is he able to produce steam? Is it because of the transmutation circle? Is it because of the Philosopher's Stone? Is there something else afoot? All I know is that Bradley killed him, and Bradley was like, "Oh, good job, boys! Can't wait to tell my son. It'll be a great story for him." I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You know, when these guys are going out of their way to make things happen, like McDougal, and he's hell-bent on exposing Bradley, there's always something to expose. Just saying. Just saying. So, yeah, I want to learn more about these boys because they already have my heart. They already have my empathy and sympathy. You know, I want to know what happened to make them lose their bodies. And obviously, if they were trying human transmutation and that's what caused it, and then, you know, Edward tried to fix it, and like, you know, like maybe that's something, like that's not what's keeping Alphonse attached to the suit, it's just the blood rune. I don't know, or if it's all part of it. I'd like to learn more about that. And I'm having a lot of fun with anime because it's really my first time being exposed to it. So having the animation is beautiful, but then having the different types of animation pop up while I'm watching, you know, where they definitely change the animation style. They change the way things are colored, like with Bradley and McDougal. I really, really enjoy that. Now, I don't know what they're singing in Japanese. I'm trying to follow along with like the little interludes that we have there, pick up information wherever I can. So please bear with me. And again, I have to say this, I'll probably say this at the beginning of every episode, that I am watching the dubbed version of this because I cannot do subtitles and have a good reaction. I can't be reading the whole time. So I have to have it in English because I still read the subtitles just to pick up names. So I'm a very, very special sad sack. I apologize if dubbed doesn't work for you. Go to my Patreon and watch the full-length version, but put the subbed version in there. Problem solved. See how I did that? See? I fixed it. Okay, guys. I'm really excited to get into this episode, so let's go.
Alchemy. The science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter.
Oh, thank you for that.
It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange, the basis of all alchemy. In accordance with this law, there is a taboo among alchemists. Human transmutation is strictly forbidden. For what could equal the value of a human soul?
Oh, Alphonse. Yeah, who's this? He looks amazing, but who is it? So they had a sister? Yeah, that's disturbing. And like nothing happened to her. Bradley. There's something up with Bradley. But I also forgot about Armstrong, and I like Armstrong a lot. I like his vibe. Who are these people? I know I'm going to get introduced to them. I have no idea what I just watched, but it was really cool looking.
It goes by different names, but it's always the same thing. Some kind of object that amplifies alchemy. And that's the Philosopher's Stone. If we could just get our hands on it somehow, I might be able to get your body back.
No arm, no leg.
Damn books! They tell us everything but how to find it!
I feel Edward so much.
I can't believe you've done this.
I'm sorry, did we mess up?
No, she's proud of you.
It's great. You definitely take after your father. My little geniuses. You make me so proud.
Aww.
From that moment, we were obsessed with learning alchemy. But then, in the summer of that same year, an epidemic swept the country. The sickness came, and it took her.
Jeez.
Once Dad comes back, everything will
Don't even talk about him! That
Is their
bastard
dad the
doesn't
guy
care
at the
about
beginning?
us. He's not our dad. He didn't even
The
come
long
from
hair and
Mom's
glasses.
funeral.
Could he even make it?
You know, there might be a way we could bring Mom back.
But I thought it said in all the books that using alchemy to make people is something you're not supposed to do ever.
That's right.
Yeah, ever.
That's why it'll be our secret.
I thought I'd
that's
find
bad.
you here.
What do you want, Winry?
Okay, not a sister.
I hate milk.
If you don't drink it, you'll stay short forever.
You mean like you
Oh.
sawed-off old hag?
What was that?
Whoa!
You half-pint midget?
Shake down, mini witch!
Micro peewee?
Baby-ass babies!
Subatomic shrimp?
I actually kind of dig it.
Grandma wanted me to tell you she's making stew tonight!
Yay, stew!
Right.
Oh, poor Alphonse loves food. Now he doesn't get to eat any.
We trained with an alchemy teacher to prepare our bodies as well as our minds. It took years of constant effort, but we wanted to see Mom smile
Years?
again.
Years they kept doing this?
Water,
Oh, boy.
35 liters. Carbon, 20 kilograms. Sulfur, 80 grams. Fluorine, 7.5 grams.
There's so much in this, it could go bad so easily. And it does.
And finally, we need some soul data.
Oh, boys.
Ned, something doesn't feel right.
Yeah, at all. Oh! Ah! Ah! How horrifying. Oh my god.
Hello.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Creepy.
I am Truth, and I am also you.
What? What does that mean? Oh, the eye. Ick. Oh, the hands. This is horrifying.
It was like all of the information in the world was being poured into my brain at once.
Oh, that's not good. That's an overload. Yeah. Ah. Jeez. We still know that he loses an arm and a leg.
My theory of human transmutation wasn't wrong. It can be done. It's possible.
I don't think that's what you were supposed to get from it.
Toll? What toll?
This, surely you knew.
Yeah. This is
It's the law of
dark.
equivalent exchange, right, young alchemist?
Yep.
This can't be happening. It can't be.
You knew that there was a risk. You were warned. Oh, that is so dark. What is that? Is that it? His mom that they were trying to bring back to life?
Take my arm. Take my heart. Anything you can have it. Just give it back. He's my little brother. He's all I have left.
The final report on Isaac McDougal.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing it hasn't reached your office yet.
No.
I'm sure he wants to know.
Jimmy's Alchemy, what's that?
Yeah, what is that?
Tell me something, Roy. Why'd you decide to make Ed a state alchemist anyway? He's just a kid.
Yeah, curious.
I mean, military life isn't easy, you know. That boy's gonna have to go through hell someday. You and I have certainly seen our share.
I think he's already been through hell, quite personally.
Oh, they've seen hell. Both of them. Plenty of it.
Yeah. Roy is very down in the dumps, and Hughes is very, like, happy. I like Hughes. Oh, he knows.
We went to your house, we saw the floor. What was that?
Easy, Roy. Easy, Roy.
We didn't mean it. We're sorry. We're sorry.
God, Alphonse just melts my heart.
The last thing I expected to find was a boy skilled enough to attempt human transmutation. I'd say he's more than qualified to become a state alchemist. In return, he'll receive privileges and access to otherwise restricted research materials.
Oh, interesting. To continue human transmutation.
Just Riza, please. It's Riza Hawkeye. Nice to meet you.
She seems nice. She's missing a finger.
Lieutenant Riza, have you ever had to shoot anyone?
That's a bold question.
Yes, I have.
I hate what you soldiers do. Soldiers like you are the reason my mom and dad left during the war, and soldiers are the reason they're dead.
Oh, her parents died.
I'm not forcing you. I'm merely offering you the possibility.
Of course, Edward's gonna take it.
Keep moving, whatever it takes, even if the way ahead lies through a river of mud.
Of course, Edward wants to fix this, so he's going to take the chance.
They'll come.
That boy. I've never seen anyone look so defeated.
That's what you saw? No. There was fire in those eyes.
How long will the surgery and rehabilitation take?
I'd say about 3 years, more or less.
Whoa.
I'll do it in 1.
Okay.
You'll have yourself spitting blood, you know that?
Jeez. Alright. He's determined to get it done in a year.
Now I just need to try some alchemy. I guess it's been a while since the last time I used it.
I know. Not since the night we tried to bring Mom back, right?
Well, maybe we don't need to bring that up.
You didn't even use a transmutation circle. You perform alchemy the same way the teacher does.
So he is special.
So you didn't see it, did you?
See what?
Oh, because he got all the stuff in his head. He's... Oh.
Because as long as you're wearing my automail, you're stuck with this gearhead whether you like it or not.
Okay, now I'm getting it. That his arm and his leg are automail. Like automation. Ish.
Ah, would that be a steel prosthetic?
Happened during the Eastern conflict. Who's he?
You idiot. That's His Excellency Führer King Bradley.
Oh, did we know King? Führer King Bradley?
He's not even using a transmutation circle.
Okay, so that's not very common. Who was their alchemy teacher that she didn't need to use one either?
My, that's quite something, isn't it?
Well, bet.
You know, there are some
Didn't
people
even
who would
flinch.
see this as a good way to assassinate a VIP.
You clearly have nerves of steel, young man.
Yeah, literally.
But I'd say you still have much to learn about the world.
Yeah.
You put
How
on
did that
quite a
happen?
show, my naive young alchemist.
Was that from Bradley? Did Bradley cut that? Yeah. Telling you, Bradley's sus.
If Ed does become a state alchemist, does that mean you'll be going away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, poor Winry.
And it would seem our Führer is not without a certain sense of irony.
Why is that?
Nothing. Congratulations. You've just officially become a dog of the military. Officially, you will now be known as the Full Metal Alchemist.
I like that. It's nice and
Bitchin'.
intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll
Oh,
suit
easy.
me just fine.
I am so much like Edward. Or I'm just like, yeah.
So that's Lior. Could it really
Is that
be
what we
there?
saw in Red?
The key to finally getting Al his body back. The Philosopher's Stone.
Ooh. Nope. Well, there's probably more than one. So I feel like it would be a sin to shut this off and not watch this animation. Because this is wonderful. I do wish I knew what they were singing in the beginning and this. Maybe I'll look that up. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. I don't know what he's saying, but this is a bop. And I have to stop it before it shows me the next episode. All right. Okay, so the backstory on Ed and Elle is absolutely heartbreaking. Losing their mom, not having their dad around, which, you know, they're two blonde boys. I can put together that the guy at the very beginning with the long blonde hair with the glasses is probably their father. Where's he been? Why hasn't he been around? He didn't even show up to his wife's funeral. You know, either he's being kept somewhere, he knows maybe he's in danger and it would only bring danger to his family. I don't know. Those boys need their father. Those boys need their father. Definitely. They had all this time to learn alchemy. Like, they had an alchemy teacher. Like, they spent years learning it just to bring their mother back. And what they brought back was not their mother. And what they lost was, you know, that's that checks and balances, that give and take. What, you know, it has a way of balancing. And for everything that you take, it's going to take back as well. So I think pretty much, you know, we're all like screaming at the screen going, Edward, stop it. Stop, stop, stop. You know, this isn't right. I've seen Pet Sematary. You don't bring things back from the dead. I think in every instance where somebody has come back from the dead, they haven't been right. Like, something is still off. And so even bringing her back, like, you saw what he was able to do. And even though, like, there was a body there, that's not their mom. I understand loss and I understand grief. And I do disagree with Winry's grandma when she says that, like, you know, you shouldn't cry for loved ones that have passed because then they're also sad in like the afterlife. And I disagree. I think that when you can still feel those feelings and that depth of that grief, you are still feeling that love. And that's how they go on. What is grief but love persevering? So I do disagree with that, but I also know that you can't let it overtake you, and he became obsessed. He was obsessed with this idea of bringing his mom back after they had learned alchemy and they thought that they were in trouble, and she was really proud of them. You know, just like being able to learn it without their father there, being able to read the books and being able to actually do a transmutation circle. And, you know, now that Edward has been kind of downloaded with all of this information from Truth, you know, like he thinks that he can still do human transmutation. And I don't know if that is getting their body back, so he does have to master that. He's not the full body alchemist, he's the full metal alchemist. So I don't know if that's ever in the future with human transmutation, or if that is the only way that they get their bodies back. I'm not sure. But it definitely seemed like Roy, I think, what was his name? Mustang? Roy Mustang? That, like, him discovering it, he was like, whoa, actually this is really important. And at first he's aghast at what he sees, and even Hawkeye is kind of like, what the heck? But I think they both know, like, how important Edward is, because he is an innocent boy who made a mistake. Huge. Lost a leg, and then gave up an arm, and then the blood rune for his brother to be in the suit of armor. And I love Alphonse. Oh my gosh. Him saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, inside of that suit of armor. Like, he's this big, massive, hulking, you know, beastly thing, and he's so sweet. And he's so careful, and he's so loving, and he's so, like, sympathetic and empathetic. And, like, there's just, oh, he makes my heart skip a beat. And I am so much like Edward, you know, just like the rage that he feels about not being able to get an answer out of a book. Like, how many times do you just want to, like, Google something and just have it pop up? Just the answer to the question. And instead you have to read through, like, this long Reddit forum of things that people have said. It's frustrating. Just tell me the answer. I get Edward's rage with everything, and I also get that fire, that determination to, like, take advantage of the thing that he's been given. But, like, here's the thing. If you're taking advantage of something, then what is somebody taking advantage of from you? And Bradley definitely is. Bradley, you know, I don't know how he moved his sword. without moving his sword. I don't know how that's possible. Like, he's got an eye patch. Maybe the eye underneath the patch is like special and it can cut things. I don't know. Because we also didn't see him do anything when McDougal died. So again, I don't trust Bradley. I have very good reasons. I'm sure all of you are very aware. And I'm sure when you guys first started watching too, you're like, yeah, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy at all. Now, Roy definitely is very like, ho-hum, you know, very Eeyore in his way of life. Just very low energy. Even though he's a flame alchemist, very low energy. And then you have Hughes, who's just like, ha 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 ha, which I like Hughes. I like that energy. I like that a lot. You know, so we have kind of polar opposites that are happening there. And I want more of like Hawkeye and Roy for sure. Is it Riza? Riza Hawkeye? Especially Riza talking to Winry and saying like, I do this because I have to protect somebody, and that kind of gets Winry's attention. And like Riza is like very much like trying to be kind, but also like let Winry know and like reassure her that, you know, they're not taking away the brothers. It's their choice to leave. So I think they're going to see each other again. I don't know if Winry and Riza, if it'll be kind of like a big sister kind of thing or like a confidant, but Grandma is a fucking hoot. She is her and Edward having like the short like joke comeback, not even joke, like they were biting. They were biting. It was entertaining because like it's two like hard-headed people with fiery attitudes just going at each other. And I enjoy it because it reminds me of me and my mom. Like, we're lovely, wonderful people until we get fired up, and boy, do we disagree with each other. When we disagree, it gets really loud. It doesn't happen very much anymore, but definitely, I really see a lot of myself with Edward. I really do. Did I just call him Eric? I have a feeling I'm going to do that quite often. So, now they are on their way to Lenore? I missed it yet again. But they're trying to see if they can find a way to get their bodies back. But that town looked like the same one that was in Red. And then we didn't get anything from that chick in Gluttony. So I still don't know what's happening with them. I was still trying to pick up stuff in the beginning. And I think that I put together that was their father. But then there was some other stuff that kind of like even looked like the thing they brought back instead of their mom. That was like in the opening credits or something like it, which I'm sure we'll probably see a lot more of if we're really dealing with human transmutation. But also, the hands, my God, the hands, that was very like Ghost, 1990, like Ghost, like pulling the souls to hell. Like that's what it reminded me of. It was like very horrifying. It was very basic and simple, but it was pretty scary looking. And them like breaking apart and like what that looked like. Great animation. I loved that. And then I know that we're going to have a little bit of trouble with the music because there's always so much music. So, you know, I have to say, like, have a lot of grace with the editing and what we have to do to be able to show you these things, and muffled sounds, muffled music, all sorts of stuff. But the full-length reactions are available on Patreon. So if you do want to watch it with this, that way you get the whole vibe and feel. The whole watch-along format will be available on my Patreon, and you will get episodes earlier than YouTube. Now, I don't know when we're going to be doubling up the episodes. I think once we get the hang of the editing and copyright and just making sure that we're getting cleared and that we can do 2-in-1, and you know that Xander feels comfortable doing 2-in-1, I think eventually we will be getting to 2 episodes per reaction. But for right now, we are going to stick to just 1 until we get the hang of it. And I do appreciate your patience with that, and also it being dubbed. I did find out what was wrong with my subtitles not matching up, is that you cannot watch it through Prime in Crunchyroll. You have to go straight to Crunchyroll. So I finally figured it out. So the captions were actually lining up with what I was watching. So only on episode 2, and we're solving problems. We're making it work. Guys, it's happening. So come back here for the next episode because I am really anxious to kind of see like how they're going to get their bodies back. I don't think that that's something that's going to happen in the first couple episodes. It might not ever even happen. They might just learn to deal with what they got, and it makes me so sad for Alphonse. But guys, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Make sure that it is just to this reaction and the previous episode. Please, no spoilers. I want to learn everything that I possibly can by watching the show. But if there's anything that I need to know that happened in this episode that you think would help me, or if I was a little confused about something, or if I just, do you guys know the lyrics to the songs? I don't know. Like what are they saying in those? I want to know. I want to know. And I'm so afraid to Google things because of spoilers. Like I said, they might be like, and then Alphonse crumpled up into a little metal ball on episode 3 and we never heard from him again. And that would make me really sad. So I don't want to hear these things. So, you know, if you guys can tell me what it says in the music, I would certainly appreciate that. But guys, come back here for episode 3. I'm really liking this series. I'm really liking these characters. I'm liking the story and the way it's being built. It's already very emotional, and I'm only in episode 2. Oh, this show's going to hurt my feelings, isn't it? Yeah, come back here for that if that's something you enjoy, you sickos. Okay. I'll see ya.